This is my Wired Freedom e-bike. I've had it since February of 2024. I paid 5 months in advance, waited patiently, while continuing to ride my old trusty self-built Trek e-bike to work every day. According to my little thermometer thing, it's 95 degrees. It's kind of an odd thing, ordering an e-bike when it's nice outside and then picking it up in February in northern Illinois. I still remember the time I saw my first e-bike in action. It was in Beijing in 2007. We were sitting in a taxicab in smelly, slow, bumper-to-bumper traffic. A very uncomfortable situation. As anyone who has ever sat in slow, barely moving traffic can attest, you want nothing more than to get where you're going. To be done with this awkward moment of time where you're sitting in suspension, with the full desire of spending your limited time doing what you plan to do at your destination, but with the frustratingly impotent lack of ability to leave this vehicle. Trapped in a car seat, car horns blazing, exhaust seeping in, thousands of other poor souls in their own respective metal cages. Trapped. In that moment of dark, a glimpse of a different way of life that I would remember for the rest of my life. An old lady passed us on a bike. I still remember the way her gray hair was blowing in the wind as she effortlessly passed by the thousands of us poor traffic-trapped souls. But that wasn't the captivating part. It was in this moment I realized this woman was not pedaling. This had to be some sort of motorized bike, but I see no motor. I hear no motor. I see no smoke. Then I see it. A large black disc in the rear hub. It only took me a few seconds to realize what was happening. This was electric. I never knew such a thing existed. I had heard of people making janky car battery-based self-built e-bikes with washing machine motors. But this was factory built. It was slick. How could this be? I've been riding my bike from school to work in the Chicago suburbs every day in the cold, wishing I could twist a throttle and get through my commute a little faster. Wishing such a technology existed and never knowing that it was already being used on the streets of China. It wasn't until 2011 that I finally had my own e-bike. My car broke and my commute was only 3 miles, so I started riding to work every day till I could afford to fix my car. Next paycheck, I finally had the money, so I had a decision to make. Fix the car, it would just break again, or skip it and add an electric motor to my bike. Well, if you're watching this video, I think you know what I chose. In this era, there were very few factory-built e-bikes available, and what was available wasn't all that great. So I put a cover on my car and the rest is history. I started e-biking everywhere. I started this YouTube channel. That's right. My first content on this channel was e-bike content in 2011. This is my electric bicycle. 4 18 amp hour sealed lead acid batteries. So what do you guys think about the bikey?
Good. Can we go to...
I've now ridden various e-bikes thousands upon thousands of miles over the course of my almost 14 years riding and making e-bike content. Fuck this rain. I've learned a ton about riding, gear selection, bike setup, and filming cool bike shots. This was my daily driver e-bike for 11 years. I've shown this bike on the channel from the very beginning. Originally built in 2013. By 2013, I already had 2 years of experience building e-bikes. So I took what I learned, I bought a nice Trek frame, and I built the one that I really wanted. And it was such a good bike that nothing from the market was able to touch it until 2024. Not only was the bike set up well from the beginning, but after 11 years I was able to tweak it. I was able to set it up exactly how I needed it. So let's just take a few seconds to see what I've done. These are the things that help me stay safe on the road. So let's take a look. I added these lights, and it's an entire lighting system. Red on the rear, amber on the side. On the top of the triangle facing down, I have an LED light strip. So if you're a car approaching from behind, you don't just see a red dot floating, you actually see the motion of the legs and you know it's a bicycle. I also have this extremely bright headlight, but for when I'm riding on a trail and I don't need to blind somebody, I also have a low beam. All LED, the entire draw is less than 20 watts. As you can see, the low beam is just a little LED strip that fits around here. There's the low beam. There's the high beam. Turn off the high beam. In order to stay safe out there, you gotta have a horn. So I added a dual tone car horn. If we look at this angle from underneath, we can see where I mounted both car horns. Here's the relays. This is the 48 to 12 volt step down unit. Eventually I added a tube mounted battery. When I first put this together in 2013, these were not on the market yet. This is a nice thing to have because it helps with weight distribution. This bike has a wide range of gears. I can ride up a hill at 4 miles an hour. I can ride down a hill at 35 miles an hour and still pedal along and not be ghost pedaling.
So a bicycle.
Added the 2.1 tire size. This is the widest tire that will fit on this frame. Every bike that I own gets this same mirror. I love this mirror so much. This is the best mirror. Every bike that you ride on the road should definitely have a mirror. And then these are the best grips on the market. These are the Ergon GP1 grips. I added these. So what it really boils down to is after all these years of riding an e-bike daily and building several bikes, I have a pretty good idea of what I want in an e-bike. I've watched the e-bike market grow every year, and I've seen what the various manufacturers are designing and releasing. I can say, without a doubt, after well over a decade of closely watching the e-bike market, that every year e-bikes are on the market in the US has been a year of innovation. Each year, the bikes are better than the year before. Each year with more and more models flooding the market, and each year the models getting better and better and better. The world that I tried to envision all those years ago is finally upon us. And I'm starting it e-bike style. I love this new rack. Got some peppers, got some kale, got several varieties of tomatoes. I went out and got them, didn't have to use any gasoline. The year that I started riding an e-bike, I was the only one I knew. The tide has shifted now, and e-bikes are mainstream. My first 5 years, I probably ran into 3 other e-bikers. Now I don't leave the house without seeing one. And the e-bikes that the market is delivering are finally up to a level that can outdo my old trusty Trek.
I saw you trying to keep up and I was like, yeah, sorry guy.
So, after all I've learned, it boils down to these 9 things: power, comfort, ease of use, covertness, overall ability, weight, features, reliability, and adjustability. What I need to know is, can this bike, real world, take me to work? Can I ride it in my neighborhood? Is it safe? Can I go where I want to? Up a hill?
30 mile an hour up the hill.
Off-road? Does it have the classic e-bike duality? Will it go on a bike trail with normal bikes at 12 miles an hour and fit right in? Can I take it out on a road in mini motorcycle mode? Can it carry the cargo I need to? I've probably considered buying over 100 e-bike models over the years. When the 2024 Wired Freedom hit the market with its reworked rear suspension over the 2023 model, I knew that was the one I wanted. This bike has fat tires, good weight distribution, BMX-style high-rise handlebars, a programmable full-color display, over 2 kilowatts of power, all on a fairly normal, common-looking mountain bike style frame. The 60-volt setup and 2 kilowatt motor give it power. The fat tires, upright rider position, and full suspension give it comfort. It has the same basic PAS 1 through 5, plus a twist throttle that pretty much every other e-bike on the market has, which makes it easy to use. The mountain bike frame makes it covert. Here's the thing. A Saran looks like a Saran. If I had a Talaria or a Saran or that class of bike, it would stand out on a bike trail. It would stand out most places. I don't want to stand out. I want to blend. This looks like a normal e-bike. I give the covertness rating a check. It has the ability to ride off-road or on, in snow or sunshine, or even in the rain. The weight? Well, the weight is high, but it's well distributed. The high-rise BMX bars not only add to the comfort, but also give me a place to mount a variety of accessories. Light, speaker, Garmin, Instamount, mirror, grips, horn, alarm. All this stuff makes sure that I have every feature that I need, and it doesn't stand out looking like some big monstrous cockpit. We've all seen those before. Yeah. Reliability remains to be seen. I've only had it for 10 months now. But keep in mind that this other e-bike over here, I got 12 years on it. 13, 12, 13, something like that. Still runs just fine. The adjustability this screen provides was actually a major selling point for me. Overall, I'm very satisfied with this bike as is. In the first few months, I put thousands of miles on this bike. Oh, this thing don't give a fuck about sand. So here's the question. If this bike is so good as is, why would I modify it? What is the Citizen Kit? So this is my wired freedom. Now, as you can see, if we come up front, we have an extra motor installed. Now we go over here to the back and we have the standard. So we have a battery right here. We also have a battery right here. And we have two screens on it, which means I can run each system independently of the other. Basically, the Citizen Cycle Warp Drive kit is a front-wheel drive, fully independent e-bike kit that can be added to an existing rear-wheel drive e-bike to make it all-wheel drive.
Not finalized by any means. Little tweaks, a couple little quick changes to the wired freedom to maybe boost the performance just a little bit. And I thought today maybe I'd give you just a sneak peek, just a little look-see so you can see what changes we made. And I think we should let's go take it for a quick ride. Maybe do some testing and just see what happens.
Well, there's basically 5 reasons. Reason 1, range extension. Reason 2, I get to use these old batteries. I want to see how long they last. I bought these batteries over 10 years ago, and I want to see what the end point is. They were advertised as 10-year batteries, and we're already well beyond that. So let's see. Let's see where they end. Number 3, the primary reason that justifies the expense and the extra weight is that I can maintain my speed up the hills on my way to work. The speed limit is 25 miles an hour on these 2 particular hills that I have to ride up every day. At the top of the hill is a blind spot. When I ride along this road at 28 and a 25, the cars don't pass me. But then I reach the hill. Now, if my speed drops down to 20 miles an hour on the hill with the blind spot at the top, one of 2 things is sure to happen. Either they pass me or they don't. If they pass me, a dangerous condition occurs. Either they pass me close, or they go into oncoming traffic with no view of who is coming over the hill. If they don't pass me now, they'll have to slow down because of me, and then we'll pass at the top of the hill. I find it safer if I can maintain my speed regardless of the terrain. The Citizen Kit allows me to do just that. In this situation, which is a situation I ride through every single day, I'm safer because of the capabilities of this kit. That is why I list it as my primary reason to have this kit. Reason number 4 is totally not necessary, but it sure is fun, especially when other e-bikes are around. Reason number 4 is fast acceleration.
I'm on my way to work right now.
Oh, okay.
You guys have a good ride.
Reason number 5, I've considered it for years. Remember, I've been building these bikes since 2011, and I've wanted to try a dual motor e-bike since year 1. Without a practical reason, though, there was no justification to take on the expense or the weight. Until I had this commute with big hills, I had no reason to. Conclusion. This is my favorite e-bike. It's capable, slick, fun, and practical. As with any e-bike today, it has the duality of being able to ride on the road with cars and to ride off-road with bicycles. The extra kit makes it more practical for both purposes. While on the road, I can maintain speed regardless of terrain like a car or motorcycle would. Conversely, on a rail trail, I can maintain a safe and comfortable 12 miles an hour for over 100 miles.